Sawtooth. Sylv Ellie, a funny matchup. Nobody can agree on who's favored in this, if anybody.
Yeah, it's absolutely a toss-up, but like you honestly have two characters that have a bit of a niche representation anyway. Like you don't really see too terrible many Sylvs at high level.
Didn't Sylv have the highest quantity of characters or of mains in the top 100 or something like that?
Really?
I'm pretty
is that
sure.
true?
Somebody can remember the numbers better than me. I'm not much of a number memorizer.
Yeah, I was about to say, if that is true, then like that is absolutely my mistake. But yeah, doesn't matter though.
Ellie combos off stage. It's how it is.
Exactly. Sparx showing his stuff, making a quick work of that first stock.
There's sort of this really interesting thing about Ellie in this matchup, which is that you either want to be close to the ground or way above Sylv. Not like directly above, but you'll see a lot of full hops from Sparx' side.
Oh my gosh!
To the ends of the earth.
I was about to say that was from one side of the stage to the other, and all the way to the blast zone. That was insane.
Yeah. They tried to take away Missile Nair off of the up tilt, but it still works. You can still take people off screen. But Sparx is ready for that.
Yeah, in the words of Jeff Goldblum, life finds a way.
Yes. Also, very interesting here as well is the new changes to mine have already come into play. Now, if you down tilt a mine that is on the stage, it will be sort of popped up. And Sparx has been putting mines on the sort of corner of the ledge there, only for him to pop them up onto the platform above. Hold the heat!
What?
You never expect the held heat.
That's a thing you could do? Jeez.
Yeah, hold parry when you're in up tilt, and you just hold heat. You're still overheat.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
That is now on the menu.
And that's just that's just a matchup check right there. It's like, who's going to know that like you're trying to do combo DI on that throw when that's such a good kill option once you're in overheat, you know?
Sometimes you just up tilt normally and they go off the screen and that's good. Or you up tilt and hold heat, and suddenly they're not off screen, but they don't know that.
Exactly, and if you DI the wrong way, you just die anyway.
Your brain doesn't run as fast as your eyes in that instance.
Exactly, especially for up tilt, where it's just like it just happens, you know, like you're all of a sudden now you have to like worry about DIing.
So Sparx had a demanding game one. I like the stage pick from Sawtooth. Lower platforms means it's a little easier for Sylv to cover them in this case, especially with the chompers.
Yeah, and already got grass completely on the ground, getting in there with that with the howl, but not going to find enough off of it. But already showing a much more commanding presence here, getting himself some nice stage control. But Sparx already kind of showing that, like, yeah, you can take advantage every so often. He's going to still have the consistency to really deal the damage when it's necessary.
Right. Sawtooth, when he gets you into the vortex, it is quite hard to get out. But Sparx has so far not made it easy for him to get into the vortex at all. He's put his hands on the edges of the washing machine.
But at 211%, can he find himself a kill option?
The grass was missing from just the right spot that let Sparx live from that situation. Sawtooth's doing a strong job keeping off stage. The snake returns and is dead.
Yep. Very strong down air into the up air. Strong options, but see if Sparx can give himself a nice response here, but back into neutral and already back into the Sylvanos vortex.
Oh, I love Sparx showing the missile looping there just as a possibility. It could happen to you.
Exactly. It's a threat, especially since like it's not going to give him much like trying to come back to like confirm into anything, but you know, interrupting his edge guard. Very
Held the up
important.
strong. A little tiny slide along the stage just for the kill. Sparx is at 130 now. That's almost outside of kill percent and not quite returning to kill percent yet. He held in so hard.
Ooh. I don't know what he was going for with that up strong, but that tiny little patch of grass going to be
Yep.
enough to go for the aggressive chomp from up B.
In the set against Foxtrot, Sawtooth hit that a few times. It is sort of a knowledge check in itself, but also if you go the long game against the Sylv, their sort of attrition will just win out eventually. You have to be on point with your DI when you get hit by that V-stash, or else you could just get hit by the up strong. In the claw game, he held heat again, keeping him off stage. and
Which was the
decides to
smart,
hold it.
which was the smart option there. Would rather get him off stage and still have the ability to just throw these killing strongs off stage, rather than trying to just pray that he's going to die from overheated up tilt.
Indeed. Gets the stick onto Sawtooth there. That's sort of the nice consequence of that mine change, is if you down tilt the mine and the opponent's on it, then you'll stick them. But Sawtooth carrying the steam there got rid of the mine.
Sparx already showing a lot more of a commanding presence. Sawtooth just struggling to find like any sort of confirm right now.
Yes.
And also just keeping him pressured at the ledge, not letting him back into stage to reset neutral. Finally makes it back, but a whole lot more even, and it's going to be very tough for him to finish this off.
A held heat up tilt again into forward strong. Mid stage, no less. That's one of those even trickier spots, because then it's a four-way mix-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Six-way if you count up strong and forward strong as different options.
Yeah, just very solid adaptation from Sparx, kind of getting on the back foot just ever so slightly, but finding his way back into making it happen. But Sawtooth also just showing a whole lot of improvements to the game plan, doing a whole lot better at, I would say, spacing, especially with those down tilts. Keeping Ellie at bay ever so slightly. Whether or not he can like turn it into a game win, we'll see.
Exactly. Sparx has a nice little steam combo. Sawtooth gets back on stage. Has to really sort of think carefully about where he's going to emerge after burrowing. When there's no grass, you have to really sort of look your opponent in the eye and think about what they're going to expect. Beef dash string successfully does not die to that. I like the bear option there.
Solid survivability from Sparx, not letting him get cheesed there, but Sawtooth off stage with an overheated Elliana.
Sparx is able to use the eject to not only cover the up special, but just return all his resources back. Draws a new hand. Ooh, tried to go for the follow-up missile nair.
Okay,
with the burrow.
That was a solid DI survival there from Sawtooth. Finally gets the kill, but Sparx answering back with an overheat there.
Using a lot of counter hit dares in this case. There's that B-stash up strong.
Oh my
Sometimes
God.
it just happens. Can combo? He can combo.
Oh, absolutely. But whether or not it's a combo that'll kill, that's another discussion. But that back air, though.
Yeah. Catches the snake?
Yep.
That's a dead snake?
Yep, just one misaimed up air up special, and it's just you know, then you turn into the lightest character in the game and you just die.
Sawtooth has pretty successfully vortexed to this game.
Exactly.
Has a stock lead and might be able to take it now. I don't want to commentator's curse this too much. Can I resign my statement actually? Hold on.
Hang on.
There it is!
Ooh! That's
The
such
battle
a
of
good confirm.
attrition.
That was such a good confirmed B-stash into up strong.
Exactly. If you're not watching out for it, it does kill.
Yep.
That's sort of the Sylv day one that stops being as good until it's suddenly really good again, because you know how to sort of watch for the DI.
When the stupid mix-up becomes an actual mix-up.
Exactly.
That's the crest of play. At low level, it's good. At mid level, nobody's falling for it. And then at top level, it becomes so dumb that it's just like, why would anyone do this?
So it's a nice parabolic function. Like that.
Yeah. Nice curve. But Sawtooth finding his way into a game 4 scenario. honestly very interested to see like what Sparks' like preferred counter pick is gonna be, because honestly, like Ellie's one of those characters like unless you know what she does, unless you know like how she functions, like how do you decipher what she really wants, you know?
Right, and every Ellie player has completely different stage preferences. We are going to Frozen Fort though. Sparks just playing pretty aggressive at the start now.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably in Sparks' best interest. He's realizing that, you know, trying to stay back, trying to like chip damage Sawtooth isn't really working out now. He's already adjusted. He has to do some very different game plan, and just like that,
there's one of the reasons you might come here. The side blast zones. Ellie loves them.
Yeah.
Still, could do with or without them. Wow, the Steam just sort of canceling Sawtooth's plans there. Mine at ledge.
Honestly, very solid use of Steam there to try to keep it in place to actually like start to confirm off of the multi-hit from Bomb.
That's the set play there. The Ellie checkmate scenario. Steam, mine, feeling fine.
And honestly, one of those things that he just hasn't gotten the opportunity to use just yet. So this new mix-up, Sawtooth's going to have to figure out what he's going to do about it. Sawtooth already sort of in this very bad position where he's just struggling to like give himself the space he needs to like get his game plan going. Ooh,
Dare spike.
Yeah, but dare spiking.
Unassuming. It looked like Sparks was expecting to hit the ground. Uses the explosion to cover and then up strong. Super jump up strong, no less.
Very, very solid forward thinking from Sparks, giving himself the setup that he needed with that bomb placement.
He would have had to really pay attention to his heat for that to work, and that is something that is very hard to do at a moment's notice. To be like, oh, I have enough heat that I can, you know, do this, confirm.
Keeps his heat, again, getting a whole lot more off of the non-heat than heated up tilt.
Catches Sawtooth trying to go above him again, only to up tilt again. That's something you have to be aware of, but Sawtooth catches the Ellie in midair with the big anti-air up smash.
Yep. Yeah, speaking of being aware, it's like sometimes you don't realize that you're DIing to survive or DIing to avoid a combo, and then all of a sudden, big tree just comes at you.
Wraparound missile. But Sawtooth is taking Ellie as far as Sylv will allow him to.
Again, that was some extremely good missile play there, just waiting for 5 minutes before that missile showed up.
I love Sawtooth not only teching the eject explosion, but also sort of going off stage just to wait out the mine explosion. Great sort of understanding of your space and resources available. The most nervous neutral now.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this looked like so solid for Sparks just a few minutes ago, but now he's off stage against Sawtooth, getting the kill, and Sawtooth pulling it back.
Yes.
Very quickly.
Sawtooth hanging on by the skin of the wolf teeth there.
Yeah, but yeah, Sawtooth just finally just making the adjustments that he needed. Again, he was struggling there earlier, but it didn't really matter. As soon as he finally got into his rhythm, like Sparks just kept falling into it.
Fantastic rhythm at that. The sort of spacing that the Sylv Fair allots you is sort of what pushed him through the victory there. Played it safe, used the safe disjointed move, kept a cool head.
Yeah, and now we're in a Game 5 scenario, and not necessarily unlikely in an unlikely scenario. Sawtooth, very solid player altogether, but very interesting to see this turn of events, because I think a lot of people were already kind of thinking like, okay, Sparks has definitely got it in the bag, but Sawtooth showing up like really strong.
Yeah, great adaptations from that first game even. Sawtooth has sort of, I don't know, been adapting really well to both the matchup and the sort of specific differences to Sparks as a player.
now we're here on the Great Equalizer, one of the stages that, from what I understand, not many people really like to go to. Tutorial Grid or like Endless Abyss, whichever you want to call it, but no platforms at all, nothing to really extend or make anything too terrible fancy. It's all about like how good are you at extending off of your tools and your tools alone.
Yeah. This is another interesting one for the matchup because Ellie can't really fly around a lot because Sylph Seeds are really good in this stage.
Yeah.
Just sort of covering the airspace, creating the no-fly zone.
And also on top of that, like if Ellie wants to like either reset her resources by landing, like now you have to commit to landing on the stage where Sylph could theoretically just be waiting for you to either land on the grass so he can howl or just waiting for you to throw an option out.
Right. However, with Ellie, the one benefit is that you are able to land these sort of full hop missiles, which are one of her better ways of counter-poking Sylph. But then, of course, the Sylph Vortex is also even better here because you have less room to leave. Just a little too late on the claw.
And
Sawtooth gets out safely.
And right now, Sawtooth also set up very well on the stage, but it does not matter. Sparx taking his first stock, and now he's got to build back up all that grass up once again. It also probably does not hurt Sawtooth that like literally having all that grass on the ground just gives him basically freedom to do whatever he wants with the beast dash. But Sparx already showing back up.
Yeah, Sparx is not going to go down without a fight, and he is not going to fight without his weapons. Gets caught in the air though. Even less room to avoid that now. The up strong is just such a scary option for the Sylph. The jump scare.
Yeah. And right now, ooh, this is very, very unfortunate position.
Ooh, wow.
You died to that? No way.
That, I can almost guarantee that was either misinput